Okay, so I'm going to model radioactive decay using these little plastic cubes. So in the dish I've got 100 plastic cubes, and as you can see from the one I'm holding here, it's been coloured in on one face. Now the idea with this activity is that you scatter these all over the desk, which I shall do in a moment, and then you remove all of the ones that have landed with that coloured face pointing up. And I'm going to record the data here on my piece of paper. And you can see for throw 0 I start with 100 cubes because that's what I've got at the beginning. So what I will do in a minute is scatter them on the desk and count how many I've removed and how many I've got left. And I'm going to do this, as you can see, 3 times, and that way I should get a real large amount of data which I can use to take an average, and we're going to plot a graph of the number of throws along the x-axis against the number of cubes, or the average number of cubes, along the y-axis, and we can use that to model radioactive half-lives. So here we go with the first throw. I'll scatter those out on the desk a little bit and count how many I've got to remove. That looks like 12 cubes that I've removed. So that must mean I've got 88 left in my dish. So I'm going to carry on doing this for all 3 runs, and I'll join you at the end so you can have a look at the data and calculate an average for yourself. I've now finished the experiment, and you can see I've got a lot of data here, and you might find it interesting to look at how much the values change. So sometimes with this one, the first throw eliminated quite a lot of the cubes, but then you can see by the end it's pretty much catching up with each other. So on average, they're decaying, or they're being eliminated from that batch at pretty much the same sort of rate. So it's going to be interesting to have a look at what the graph looks like. So I'll put a photograph of this in the class notebook, and I'd like you to work out the average that goes on this line here, and then we can plot the throw against the average.